Welcome to The Becks, a podcast that explores multimedia horror with hosts Becky and Sydney. Join us as we talk about movies, books, video games, music, and much, much more.
Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Sydney Rebecca.
And I'm Rebecca Snow.
And we're the Becks. We're the Becks. We're the Becks.
Huh, I think we did this the last time too.
What in the fuck?
I don't know. Hi, everybody. It's us again.
Our first event broke us. Broke me, at least. So yeah, this episode we're talking about our experiences at
Curious at Crossroads Oddities Fest in Flint, Michigan.
It was hot as fuck, bro.
Yeah, we went from like 50-degree weather to 100, over 100 with the heat index.
Yeah, the heat index is like 108. I think the actual like temperature was like 95. But if you know anything about wind chill or heat index, those are the numbers that you really want to pay attention to before you go out, because that's the real feel. That's what it sucks. It sucks so bad.
Rough. We were lucky. We were inside the only air-conditioned building there. That's where our table was set up. However, there were a ton of vendors that were not, and kudos to them for being there. Plus, there was a huge storm the night before and the morning of the first day of the festival, and some vendors did unfortunately lose some of their things or all of their things, and our hearts go out to them, and we're very sorry that happened. There was flooding in Genesee County where Flint is. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah, 75 was flooded.
Yeah.
And then there were lots of spots in the road when we were going that morning where we just had to drive kind of slow because we were going to get swept away.
They were a little sketchy, for sure.
The fucking floodwaters of Flint, Michigan.
So we got there early Saturday morning and set up in the building, and it was still raining a little bit when we got there, but it cleared up and became a sauna.
Yep.
And some of the vendors were in like 5 inches of water. One even had a turtle swimming in their area. It was rough.
I mean, I don't mean to laugh.
It was just a rough start to the festival. So the organizers, Beth Schrader and Jerry, they had a hard time because they were trying to take care of everybody. And so we were a little bit behind opening the building and putting the signage out for our presentation, which was fine. We totally understood. Wasn't a big deal. We just didn't have a lot of people come, but a lot of the presenters didn't, and I think part of that was just the heat.
Yeah, people weren't really going out, which is fair. If there's good air conditioning and the heat index is 108, it's smarter to stay inside. It really is.
Yeah, and to be fair, it's quite a hike to get from the parking lots into the village. Not the first part of the village, but just to walk around the whole thing. So yeah, if you had any health conditions, things like that, just wasn't an ideal day to be out, but we had an amazing time.
No, it was awesome. Even though, like Becky said, we didn't have a lot of people come to our presentation. I want to say there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people total. It was 9 people because Jamie came in towards the end. So technically, we got to talk and everything with about 9 people. They weren't all there at once. That would have been crazy. But.
Yeah, so we didn't do our whole presentation like we had planned.
Mm-hmm.
It was just too hard because there were people coming in and they were asking questions, which was great. It was a lot of fun to talk about, whatever they asked. But it wasn't an actual presentation.
No.
So.
Which is fine. Again,
yeah.
We had known going in that probably
no one was going to come.
Not that nobody was going to come, but probably we weren't going to draw a huge crowd because we're not super well known yet.
But I think we prepared ourselves for it. If nobody showed up, we were still cool and we were fine with that, and our name was on everything, and we knew we were going to meet people at our table because we were set up with some Beck's stickers and some Beck's little button pins. And we were giving away free horror themed stickers and just had our stuff set up at the table so we could talk to people with our business cards and stuff. So, yeah, and that's pretty much what we did. We sat at our table most of the days. We were there 2 days, and there was a lot going on. Lots of people were coming in. We met some amazing people, reconnected with some people that we actually had met when we were just visitors there at the festival last year.
Yeah, we have some really cool, I think we can call them friends of the show.
I think we
can. Friends of the show, you got David Hayes, Dr. David Hayes. He's one of the coolest, funniest people you'll ever meet. By day, he's a forensic psychologist who works on cold cases with the Flint police, which is crazy. And then by night, he writes horror comics and stars in cheesy movies.
And plays music with his friends. They have a band.
Yeah, if you can think of some kind of entertainment thing, he probably has his fingers in it in some way or another.
And he's super knowledgeable about like all the bad horror stuff. Like B movies and things like that. And so we've got some really great ideas of things that we're going to watch that he gave us. And I think we're going to collaborate with him at some point when we get that all set up where we can do that. But he is super entertaining and super fun and really knowledgeable. And I just appreciate all the time he spends with us, talking to us, telling us stuff, telling us stories, and giving us ideas, because that's awesome.
Yeah, I think that was one of my favorite things is through reconnecting with him and Jamie and Nicole, we have a lot of homework, and I'm excited for the episodes ahead because we have so much planned.
Yeah.
David Hayes, he was one. We got Nicole Beauchamp. She writes haunted nonfiction books about all these different cities.
All over the world.
Yeah, there's quite a few Michigan cities that she did. She did Haunted Flint and Haunted Detroit. And she was one of the first people to stop at our table and say hello and say that she was rooting for us and that she was excited for us. And that meant so much. It was so nice of her. Like, I think me and Becky were both, like, trying not to cry listening to her talk to it.
Really kind of amazing to have someone that is a published author, and she's traveled around the world. She's been in Poland, and she's wrote all these books and did all this research, and she actually does haunted tours and things like that. And she looked at us and said, I really feel like you are going to be something. You are really going to succeed in this. And it's kind of...
It's humbling.
Yeah. So...
And the same thing from Jamie.
It's a Jonassy?
Yeah, I think so. Let me double check. I don't know why I'm... Yep. Jamie, she's another person. She stopped in right kind of towards the end of our time allotment for our presentation, and asked us how we were doing and how excited she was to see us back. And she was another person who said that, that we deserve this, and she was so excited to see us there as vendors and presenters.
She loves our podcast, and her son actually went home and listened to our podcast too, and he really liked it. And
yeah.
So that's
she has a whole trilogy that we're actually planning on reading and talking about. So super excited about that. It's about the apocalypse.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went in with pretty low expectations, but we came out just feeling humble and thankful and excited.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just really nice to meet people that get, what you're doing and appreciate you for what you're doing. Because for us, it's just fun. That's what we told everybody too. It's not a job. We weren't super disappointed that we didn't have a whole room full of people, because for us, no matter what, we're just doing this to make ourselves happy. Yeah, it would be great if, we blew up and everybody loved us and, we got sponsors and stuff, but it is what it is, and we enjoy doing it, and that's why we do it. We don't do it for any fame or fortune.
We're going to keep doing it as long as it keeps being fun.
Yeah.
And it is super fun, so we have no plans on stopping.
Yeah.
We're not going to break up.
Well, we talked about that too at the whole thing about how she would be just the Beck. But David Hayes, he's going to be the new Beck if needed.
Beck Omega, is that what he said?
Beck Omega or Beck the Fourth, or I don't know. He was going on and on. He had a bunch of names.
It was like he had thought about it.
Yeah, I'm not sure there, David. What's going on? But it wasn't just me that he was going to replace. It would be Sydney. So whoever disappears,
yeah,
David's there. And I said, okay, yeah, because we were looking for another Rebecca. Well, there he is. I don't know how David Rebecca Hayes.
Hey, it kind of rolls off the tongue. I kind of like it. For your review, David, just think about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there were lots of cool vendors. Let me pull up the list of vendors again here. They always have a bunch of hearses that are awesome.
And we did meet a couple that owns one of the hearses. And she told us some super cool stories about the house they live in. It's an 1800 farmhouse, 18 something. I don't remember exactly what she told me. She invited us to come there anytime we wanted to. So anyway, yes, we did meet a couple that own the hearse, and they were awesome. And she told us a lot of cool stories. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had a couple of people who stopped by and told us about their own paranormal experiences, which is just awesome. And we told them, like, hey, if you want us to talk about that, you need to email us.
Yes.
So we can officially do it on the show and not just, farting around talking to each other.
Exactly, trying to remember what they told us and
Yeah.
things like that. Another vendor that was in the building with us that was just a really cool person was Derek Wilkes Designs. He was super cool.
Oh, yeah.
He was there last year, and we talked to him quite a bit, and he had some really cool artwork. Sydney actually did purchase something from him, didn't you?
Yeah, he has really cool art. He also had this little sticker of Paul from Midnight Mass.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I need Daddy Paul.
And then Deputy Dog Designs, she was right across from us, and she did some really cool, like 3D printing prints, which I will take a picture and post what I purchased for our table at at any event that we do. It's green and black, and it's these 3 witches, and it's super cool. Mm-hmm. And she was awesome. They also have a candy business, and she gave us freeze-dried marshmallows. I highly recommend. Yep.
Oh yeah, they tasted just like the marshmallows that you get when you eat Lucky Charms.
Yes.
So good. Of course, our neighbors.
Oh.
Winston, the Tegu, and Sarah.
They were so awesome. Winston is so cool. Sarah loves him so much.
He loves her.
And if you don't know what a tegu is, it's this beautiful lizard.
It's a big lizard. It's like
is.
the size of a golden retriever.
But he loves to be loved and petted and cuddled.
He pet him and scratch
kids cuddle him.
And...
Yes. So that was cool. Tom Carr, he is a true crime author. He was kind of kitty corner from us. And he came over, and we had quite a few good chats with him.
Yeah, he does specifically Michigan true crime. He has like 3 or 4 books out, probably more. Those are just the ones that he has on the display there. Yes, another super cool guy. Everyone is so nice at these events. Yeah. Is the thing is it's so funny that you think like, okay, normal people probably stay away from events like this because it's too weird, right?
Yeah.
But like, they're the nicest people you'll ever meet and talk to. Like,
yeah. And Great Lakes Association of Horror Writers is really cool, too, because it's a bunch of different books from different writers. Mm-hmm. And really cool is he was telling us that they have a raffle every year.
Yes.
And you sign up for the raffle, and if they pick your name, they actually write a book about you. They use your name. And then you tell them something you like. So let's say you like dogs, or you like cats, or you like pianos. And they include that. It has to be included in whatever the author writes. So that's pretty cool. I thought that was like an awesome thing.
No, that's a really sweet raffle.
So yeah, those were the people that we were around most of the time because they were right there with us. And it just so many cool people, and I'm really looking forward to hopefully seeing them at other events. And
Becky pet a tarantula.
I did not pet it. I touched its leg.
You pet its leg.
Touched its leg,
You did
and it
pet
was
it. You
traumatizing, and I didn't like it. I did
did.
let a millipede crawl on me, and it felt weird, and I'm not sure I liked it, but I did it.
You did.
I'm not sure I liked it. It felt tingly and weird, and I didn't like that part of it.
It was just a cute little guy. You know, remember when I picked it up off you and he just curled up?
Yeah, they're not cute.
It was adorable.
Bugs are... She held a scorpion.
I did.
And not a little scorpion, a giant, big, black scorpion, and then other weird bugs.
He moved pretty quick. He was the only one that I held that I was a little bit nervous
Yeah, he
about.
went running up your arm, and the girl kind of stopped him and was like, I'll take him back now.
Yeah, which was fine. I mean, I wasn't scared, but I was a little nervous about that. Not that he would sting me or whatever. I was just nervous I'd accidentally drop him or something. I'd feel really bad about that.
Whoops, there's a scorpion loose in the building. Oh, that would have been great.
So yeah, it was Bugs on Wheels, and that was super cool. So she had a bunch of bugs that you could handle and pick up and touch or whatever. The blueberry beetles cracked me up because they fainted. They would act like they were dead.
Those were cool. I like those because you pick them up and they act like they're dead, like a possum plays dead. And
then she just would put it back in its little enclosure, and it would
flip itself over and go
about its day. Yeah.
It's so funny.
And so she was there. I love stuff like that because it's all about like education, and that's the same reason Winston and Sarah were there. It was just to educate people about these animals and how just because they're not furry doesn't mean that they're not lovable and can't be pets and be affectionate and be special to their owners. There was a reptile rescue that was there as well, where a bunch of their animals, while they were there at the event, actually, they were able to adopt out, which I thought was super cool.
That is really cool. Yeah, there's just a ton of vendors. There's a bunch outside. There's a bunch inside. And like I said, the ones that we're mentioning are people we actually had the time to talk to and spend a little time with and get to know a little bit. So that was cool. And I appreciate everything. And of course, it was Nicole had come over. She had a haunted objects exhibit set up in a building across from our building.
Oh my gosh.
And that was super cool.
So the first time we went to see her, this is so funny. I was telling everybody about this because it was comical. Okay.
It just shocked me.
So we walk in and she has the dowsing rods and they're asking questions. And I don't even remember what the question was, but it was like...
I think it's, are you a man or a female? If you're a female, make the rods move or whatever. Or make the rods cross or whatever.
It was, if you're a male, make the rods cross. And
now she remembers.
Well, yes, because I have to correct you.
I know. That's
you jogged my memory, bitch. Don't make me call Dave to replace you.
Oh, boy.
So, it was like really quick. As soon as the question was asked, basically they crossed super fast, and Becky goes, "Oh!"
I went, because it shocked me. I just didn't expect it to move that fast.
Dude,
so I was super impressed with this.
It was really funny, and it was freaky because I think I probably gasped too, but Becky's was way
Well, you
louder.
did, and the girl bumped into me that was in front of me. She like turned and bumped into me, so that probably helped my gasp as well. You know, you see something like that, and you're, startled, and then someone bumps into you, and you're like, okay, yeah. No, I'm not embarrassed about it. I didn't care. It was cool.
Yeah, I mean, Nicole it ranged from very, like, benign good luck items, like the skull that she had. What was her name? Do you remember?
Brandy,
yeah. So she is, like, her good luck charm. She brings a lot of positive energy. She said she feels better after she holds it. She said that people have held her and felt better, more positive about things afterwards, what have you. And then she also has some very dark objects, like some of the objects that she got from the concentration camps in Poland.
Kind of creepy. I don't like it. I don't want haunted objects in my house. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good too.
Except you have cursed objects in your house. And apparently you're collecting more.
Oh my God! I just realized I should ask James if we can give it to her.
Oh, you should.
Okay, so long story short, James had this friend who was cleaning out his parents' basement, and there was this weird rock thing. And it has a shape. It almost looks like kanji, like the Japanese letter, sort of. I don't know. It doesn't really look like anything, okay? I tried Google image searching. Nothing comes up. And it's weird. It's made of this weird rock. And as soon as we got this thing in our house, we started getting super unlucky. Now, this was like a couple years ago that this happened, so I don't even remember what all happened. But it was like everything started going wrong. Like, James got super sick. Mm-hmm. I got super sick. And then a bunch of other stuff happened that I don't remember. And James started to really think that it was because of this fucking weird object that his friend had given him. Now, his friend didn't know what it was. He just thought it was something interesting that James would like. And he was right. It was cool. We both thought it was cool until we didn't.
I think Nicole is really like in tune with those kind of things.
Yeah.
So it would be pretty cool to see what her reaction was.
Yeah, he put it in a container with salt, and we haven't touched it since. Like, it's been in this container filled with salt, and we're both just like, we just kind of look at it. It's in the kitchen, and we're just like, well, don't know what to do about that, because like, there's so many things out there that say, okay, burn it, don't burn it. Bury it, definitely don't bury it. It's like, we don't know what to do with it, so we just stuck it in some salt in a container and just letting it.
There it is.
There it is. Like, I don't know what to do with it.
So Nicole, if you are listening to this episode, what shall we do?
I took a picture of it and I showed it to everybody at work one day, and everyone was like, "That's creepy." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, it is but before it was just cool."
Yeah, so, creepy things can be cool.
But it
just
wasn't
not
creepy.
cursed creepy things.
It wasn't creepy at first. We just thought it was neat, and then everything bad started to happen.
And then it was a creepy, cool looking thing.
So yeah, that was our experience at the Oddities Fest.
It was great. Been invited back for next year, possibly to do a live presentation streaming. We shall see, because that entails new equipment.
Yes, it does. And we're poor bitches, so y'all want to put orders in for t-shirts and buttons and shit. Just saying.
Yeah. So this coming weekend, day after tomorrow, we'll be posting this tonight. This will be posted on June 26, 2025. We will be in Port Huron doing another presentation. This time, though, it's going to be about Frankenstein. So we're super excited about this, nervous, all the good stuff that goes along with it. I think it's going to be a really great time. Sounds like a great festival. Lots of people had lots of good things to say about it. So we will be there. This will be our second real event. And it's all day Saturday, so should be fun.
We're freaking pumped. We're nervous.
I'm very nervous about this one. I really wasn't crazy nervous about the last one, but this one, I don't know. I think the last one we were talking about ourselves. So, yeah, I know myself pretty well.
This one feels a little more serious because, especially,
it's Frankenfest.
Yeah, and it was, we're talking about Frankenstein, and there's going to be a lot of people there who know a lot more about Frankenstein than we do. We'll figure it out. It'll be fine. Because we're doing basically our episode.
But different.
A little different because we're not... I don't even know what happened to my show notes that I had.
You never found him? I didn't find mine either because clearly I listened to the episode again and you literally said, I thought you took notes. And I'm like, I did. And I don't know where those went. So I don't have mine either.
I know I took a picture of them. They're somewhere. I know that they're... I don't know.
We'll do fine.
We are going to do fine because we're intellectuals. We know about Frankenstein.
Being around all the nerdy people this weekend, I realized I'm not that much of an intellectual. You guys are all much more nerdy than me. So much. Or I'm just old. I'm pretty old.
Did you read David's article about the psychology of last meals on death row?
No.
Super good.
Where did that come from? I didn't even
know
about it.
I follow him on Facebook, so I'll have to share it with you.
I guess I don't follow him on Facebook.
You probably do. You just missed it. You have a lot more friends on Facebook than I do.
I wouldn't call them all friends, but I have a lot of people on my Facebook. They're mostly relatives.
You got a lot of people clogging up that timeline of yours, is what I'm saying.
I have a lot of ads clogging up that timeline of mine. That's the problem.
Doesn't everyone? All right. So, yes, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for joining us at Curious at Crossroads Oddities Festival. Everyone that's been here from the beginning, everyone that's, recently hopped on the Beck's train, we appreciate you so much. We love you.
We do.
And we'll see you at Frankenfest. Today the pod, tomorrow the world. My name is Sydney Rebecca.
And I'm Rebecca Snow.
I don't know why I keep talking this shit up.
It's your name.
I know. I can't do this. You have to find someone to replace me.
David cursed you.
I'm cursed. That is what happened. Oh my God.
He wants to be a Beck.
He's gonna have to deal with just being a guest for now, okay? All right, we're done. I don't even remember what I was gonna say.
All right.
Bye.
Today the pod, tomorrow the world.